devil is very real because it's trying very hard to use anyone it can on the planet to deceive those that are virtuous that still have their soul. And it's trying very hard to kill the lovers, the dreamers, and the saints, seriously. And I'm really upset now because not only did it kill my parents, because it says it wanted to take away the things I love because I won't give it my soul, because I still have freedom. I've been so broken lately. I had to connect to something in my past that once made me feel strong, because they killed my parents, and my parents always gave me strength. They were my role models growing up, and Frankie Valli was my role model growing up, because he's always been a strong man of faith, because he had more guts than anyone I ever saw other than my parents, because he's a great role model. And when I met him at 15 and got to learn his great attributes, I always looked to him for strength, because he was like we singing in the heavens, always singing in the heavens, but always using an iron will to keep his strong character and to pave his own way in life, because he wasn't given a star-paved avenue, and he had to fight for his dreams to make them come true. And to me, he was a winner. And so I thought he represented the kind of role model that my generation needed, that I saw just falling through the cracks when I was 18. And so I tried to write for a Christian magazine at 18, Plain Truth. And then I tried to change the music industry. I didn't want to see Madonna. I didn't want to see Prince. I wanted to see old artists like Frankie Valli, who represented old-fashioned romance that was dying. Love was being replaced by so many other things, like to build a hedonistic society. So I got an artist, and he designed figures and characters, merchandise for all of his songs. And I went to Newark, and I gave him to his mother, this book, and she loved my ideas. And then later, I got to know his road manager, because I wanted to try to get a job with Frankie, and I wanted to write his biography and his road manager. And I used to hang out a lot, and he called me all the time. And I met him in Cincinnati and California. He used to try to get me to go with Anne Murray's manager. He introduced me to like whitewater rafting in Colorado and up in the canyons. He was a mystical guy, and he was one of the few white men that got an invitation to go to the Sundance Festival, where they have those ceremonies where everybody's tortured like Jesus Christ, and it's supposed to make miracles happen. But he was always trying to invite me up in the canyons to mystical Indian places. He's like a shaman, he always lights his sage, and he has his dream catchers and his medicine wheel, and he impressioned me. I met him, I guess, when I was 20, but I was trying to work for Frankie Valli. But I did end up getting flown to Newark to give him an award, a medal from the city, for 25 years of show business, to make it Frankie Valli Day. I did get asked to do his valet at the Louisville Palace when he comes to town, do his laundry and stuff. I did get to go to all his concerts for free when I was in Vegas, and stand on the same stage in the sound booth, and go to the Four Tops manager's house where he was. And I've spoken to him on quite a few occasions, and whenever he's in town, I'll go backstage and talk to him. So I have gotten to see that he's still strong. He's still unwavering. Even though he's now a part of this empire that is demonizing everything, I see him enslaved. I see him as giving it his all, but I don't see him as being pampered. I don't see him having personal pleasure for himself. He says he still wants to get out and entertain the public at 88, because he loves people. He has to give love. And he said connecting with them, keeps his love alive, and that he feels love from them. So he does it for love. But I think they're overworking him, and I think it's going to kill him if he doesn't get more time off to just heal himself and enjoy the fruits of his labor. He's always worked hard. And he was entertaining in the hard days when people were sleeping on buses, and he didn't get to stay in fancy hotels back then, and who knows what it did to his body. And he had to fight his way to the top and still keep his faith. His aunt is a nun. His mom, when I went to her house, She was so motherly. And I can see where he got his great foundation, and I can see why his roots are so deep that he can still do what he does and still keep his faith in God. But I think they're trying to contaminate and take our souls